All you ever do is complain. You never try to make things better. Well, I'm running away from this dead-end family. I know there's a place for people like me with new ideas. There has to be.
Fine, get going.
Oh, I'm going. And you're gonna be all, where's Bender? I miss Bender.
We won't know that until you leave.
Oh, I'm leaving.
There's the door.
I'll be good.
If this family has pepperoni pizza again tonight, then I am running away from home. And this time, I mean it. You gotta take me cereal. What am I talking about, gents? I am, of course, talking about another non-argument, a piece of sophistry, a piece of emotional manipulation that I like to call the I'm running away from home fallacy. What it really is an appeal to sincerity. It's saying, I am so sincere in my belief in my position that I will prove my sincerity by running away from home. And of course, it's something that we've seen a couple of times in politics. We've had celebrities threaten to like move to Canada if George Bush was elected, which they didn't do. And of course, they did it this time with Donald Trump. They said, if Donald Trump gets elected, then I'm going to move to Canada. And so now this is sort of the flip side of that non-argument I talked about a while back, which is the if you don't like it, leave. A statement. This is the inverse of that. It's like, okay, you said you don't like it and you want to leave, so now you could prove the sincerity of that belief by now leaving. And of course, people are not leaving. Now, there's two very, very good examples of this. Two rather unfunny, unattractive troll women, one named Amy Schumer, the other named Lena Dunham, have proclaimed that if Donald Trump were to win the presidency, that they would be departing and immigrating to Canada. That has happened. That has come to pass. And Milo Yiannopoulos, I think, even bought a plane ticket for Lena Dunham. And of course, they're not leaving. And they have lashed out with more emotions and more anger to those who have said, okay, well, prove your sincerity and go to Canada if you really believe that Donald Trump is so bad. And they're not doing that. And they're responding with anger. So what Amy Schumer says is, anyone saying pack your bags is just as disgusting as anyone who voted for this racist, homophobic, openly disrespectful woman abuser. And you feel the emotion like it's pouring out of these two people. They're so upset. I heard that Lena Dunham actually went and cried in the shower when Donald Trump was elected, and I don't know if I should be happy about that, but whatever. And for those demanding I moved to Canada based on something I said, when this man seemed like a steak salesman with a long shot at the presidency. So you notice the little, the more little poisoning the well, the little attacks, calling him a steak salesman. He's not, you know, a multi-millionaire. He's not a billionaire, right? He's a steak salesman. Stay busy reveling in your new regime. I will go many places during my lifetime, blah, blah, blah. So, and then, of course, you know, she didn't really have the right to post this Dr. Seuss image, but whatever. We'll leave that for the side. So, now is the time for them to go ahead and prove their appeal to sincerity. But they're not going to do that. And there's two reasons why they're not going to do that. The first one is they're not sincere. Right, and none of these media types, I think, are really sincere. I think that they're just trying to emotionally manipulate people into having something happen that they want to happen. We've kind of talked about it in the comments section of my last video on the election. Kind of reminds me of like a big psi-op, and maybe we'll talk about the conditioning that can go into somebody doing this. And by the way, she, you know, Amy Schumer here did post this very, very debunked picture of Donald Trump again. Hoping nobody will bother to like look up on it or anything like that, or maybe that represents her view of him, even though it's completely false. So yeah, it's all about emotional manipulation. So of course they're not sincere about it. So that's why they're not going. They're not sincere. And if they did go, of course they'd have to give up all the economic advantages they have right here and all their jobs right here, and they're not going to do that. So they're not going to go to Canada. They're not going to immigrate to Canada. The other reaon is that, so there's like two reasons, I guess, but the last reason is that Canada actually enforces its immigration laws. You can't just go to Canada and, get a driver's license and become a resident of Canada. You have to do all the immigration process to actually go to Canada. It's not like California where you can set up shop, rent out a house, go get a driver's license, and never have actually gone through any kind of process to be legally admitted to work in the United States of America. So that's the other reason why they're not going, is Canada actually has immigration laws and they would be immigrants to Canada. So this is a really, really good point to think about, this sort of attempt to emotionally manipulate people, because there's other ways to appeal to sincerity that I think could be pretty effective, unfortunately, on people. And one of them is that if somebody threatens to like harm themselves. All right, this is like one of the most, I guess, like immature and childish things you can do. It is like, I'm gonna run away from home because of pepperoni pizza, right? If you say like, I'm gonna kill myself if Donald Trump becomes elected. What you're doing is you're appealing to people. You're not giving them an argument why he shouldn't be elected. You're saying there's going to be this I'm going to create a bad consequence on myself. I'm going to prove how sincerely bad it would be by killing myself when he becomes elected. And of course, most people are not going to carry out that threat, but even making that threat is something that is extremely manipulative and harmful to people, because human beings care about one another. And to make that sort of ultimatum, any sort of ultimatum where it's like, I'm going to run away, I'm going to leave, I'm going to hurt myself, I'm going to do bad things, I'm going to do bad things to myself, you're just avoiding any kind of argument, and you're trying to just tap into somebody's emotions and emotionally manipulate them into acting against what they actually think they should act, right? The point is not to convince people, even with emotional manipulation, to convince people that your position is the correct one. That's what they're doing in these things by calling everyone misogynist and homophobic and all that kind of stuff. They're trying to emotionally manipulate you, because those are just words, they're not arguments. But it's to get you to do something other than what you even want to do and what you think is the right thing to do, because of some other factor that's related to it, right? So we've got to be vigilant against that. And of course, we shouldn't feed the trolls. These two women are definitely trolls, and I consider this kind of troll behavior. And I got a heart for trolls, I suppose. And they like to troll people by posting pictures of their fat selves in small amounts of clothing, like that's going to alter perceptions of beauty or something like that. But I think it's mostly just to get attention and to troll. So there's their little attention. I'm giving you guys some attention for threatening to run away, and this time you mean it. Please let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. Appeal to sincerity. Is it ever worthwhile? I certainly saw it during this election season from Penn Jillette when he went on Big Think and had this emotional appeal to sincerity of Hillary Clinton, that he sincerely thought she cared about the country. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. You know, she could sincerely think that what she's going to do is the best thing, and what she would do would not be the best thing. So that doesn't matter, right? So I lost a lot of respect for Penn Jillette on that particular video. So let me know if you've seen it, and let me know what you think. Give me another example of it. Am I in the right here? I believe I am. And give me some more info on it down in the comments down below. And let me know what you want to see and what you want to hear, and I will see you next time. All relevant links are in the description box. If you want to buy a book, support me. If you want to, there will be an album coming out here at some point, so you can buy a record from me too if you want. And you guys have a great day.